Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jimmy Pockets, aka James in Pockets Garage. This is my Friday afternoon uh, live stream. Just I was off last week with computer problems. I missed both of my last two live streams, so we'll try to catch up today and see what we got going on in the world. I not too many new things since the last time I did my live stream. There's some new things. So what's up, Ray? And but most of it, the most astonishing one, and I kind of expected it, I just never mentioned it, was the Biden talking about doing a group pardon on everybody that has pretty much been involved to ever done Donald Trump wrong. So hang on just a minute, guys.
Two.
Sorry about that. I had my roommate walk in. They didn't realize I was doing a live stream. Hey, Ellie. Canada. I always like seeing people from Canada, as I always say. Getting back to what I was talking about, or I got interrupted there. Sorry about that. Um, but this blanket pardon, and you know what's funny is they still find a way to blame Trump. Like Trump is going to create trumped up charges to go after his political enemies, and he's even Biden's even talking about pardoning his brother. When, as far as I know, his brother wasn't a political enemy, but it's just suspicious, isn't it? How he did that big blanket pardon for Hunter. It goes all the way back to 2014. Uh, and now he's talking about pardoning his brother, as well as Fauci and Adam Schiff and a few others. Nancy Pelosi, for some reason. I mean, what would, I mean, if they didn't do nothing illegal, why would they need a pardon for it? This is all, to me, it's like a personal admission of guilt. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's definitely setting a precedent. They first want to take it through the Supreme Court about limiting the powers of the presidency. And then you got the president doing pardons on everybody that he possibly knows did something illegal in the last, we'll say, 8 years. Kind of strange. Got to be a way to limit that too. I can see part not whether I disagree or not. Uh, he pardoned his son. I honestly thought pretty much that Trump would have probably pardoned his son when he got in office. Now he wouldn't have took it back 10 years or whatever. He would have just done it on what he's like currently in trouble for, tax evasion and the gun charge. So it's an admission of guilt, in my opinion. You go back 10 years. When did he start at Burisma? 10 years ago. So it's all fishy. And if you could convince a Democrat of this, I'd be impressed, because every news outlet and opinion show, whatever you want to call them, they're still like laying this on like Donald Trump's shoulders, as if they didn't do trumped up charges on him and weaponizing the U.S. justice system against President Trump. It's pretty funny, kind of ironic, and it's definitely hypocritical to blame this kind of thing on Trump when they did it themselves. And honestly, Trump would not have went in and created charges to get somebody. Uh, but people need to be held accountable for all this crazy dumb stuff that's been going on for the last 4 years at least, and let alone the 4 years he was in office the first time. The people who went against him while he was in office the first time. But we'll see how that goes with the blanket pardon deal. Like I said, what's good about that is I think it should still be investigated. These people cannot plead the fifth if they're already pardoned for it. So they have no reason to lie, so they can't plead the fifth because it won't incriminate them because they won't be held accountable if it did. So if anything, you might get some actual answers out of some investigations so the public can see that there's some dumb shit that's been going on in this government for the last few years. Longer than that, I'm sure. It's like in hyper mode the last few years. So, we'll see how that goes. It's good being back on today. Like I said, I missed the last two. Hopefully, I've got my computer working right now. It's not that old of a computer. That's what's got me irritated on this thing, but it is what it is. Let's talk a little bit about Kash Patel. I think an excellent choice. Excellent choice. And boy, are they scared of him. Oh my God. It's funny how everybody that Trump puts forth for a nomination for a position, how the left-wing news always say that they're unqualified. I don't know what kind of resume they think they need to be qualified for these positions, but compared to some of the people that they already have in position in Biden's administration, President Trump's picks are overqualified if you're going to go by that standard. At least Pete Hedges won't go to work in a skirt. You know what I'm saying? So, and really, they stuff like that, and I'm sure that they were the head of the Defense Department, Secretary of Defense, was involved with the Afghanistan withdrawal. So they're right there tells anybody who was involved in that. Now, I heard President Trump saying they ought to go to jail. And, emotionally, yeah, you might want to say that they ought to go to jail. But people who are qualified make bad mistakes, and it costs people's lives. And it's not because they did it maliciously. It's because they were so unqualified, they made poor decisions. I can't imagine it being any deeper than that, than people should not have been in those positions making those calls, and they made poor decisions. And it cost 13 U.S. military lives, along with several injured in the military. And look at, I think it was over 100 killed and injured of the civilians. So that's a pretty bad deal. Let's see. Your town of Springfield, as you talk, Jeff, of course, he's. Oh, you're here in town right now, Jeff? Or no? Second part of that's kind of confusing there, Jeff. Let me know what you mean in that. So we'll move on. It's very disturbing, the mental illness, and I don't think it was mental illness, to be honest with you, because I kind of go with the census of all the people who have watched these replay the video of this assassination on this United Health CEO guy. I think there's something deeper there than just somebody pissed off at him because uh, they had a loved one or whatever. As you know, there's many stories like this across the country. What's up? And it looked more too professional. Let's just say who's had somebody done wrong and from the uh, insurance industry, and they blame this guy for whatever reason. Um, if they did this themselves, then they must be some kind of ex-military person because whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly the kind of rounds to run through the gun to keep the suppression down. Um, you know that that story will play out as we go. I know they got video clips of this guy trying to, you know, how they can follow the path with all these traffic cams and store security cams and all of this. So they're getting pretty good at being able to track people backwards and, you know, reverse engineer their uh, travel from where they came from to where they went to do the killing. Thanks, Glenn. Wittenberg daughter is in school here. Oh, okay. Yeah, Wittenberg's good college. It's a good business college. It's not a lot of wokeness here. These people pay a lot, and I'm sure you do too. Pay a lot of good money to go to this college, and they are too busy to do all this screwing around. The college keeps them pretty busy, so we have a good. Wittenberg is a good college here in town. Okay, got you batshit crazy. I I don't read emoji very well. Somebody have to tell me what all that means. So, anyways, I think there's going to be a whole lot more to this story. I don't think it's more of a somebody's loved one done wrong and it cost them their lives or something. And this is a revenge killing. I think it's a professional hit. So there's something there that we don't know yet. So that'll be interesting as that plays out. You know, if you're interested in that kind of story, which I kind of am, because I'm kind of curious to figure out why people do the things they do, and you know, go from there. I don't know how many you guys do. You know who Tiffany Henyard is? A mayor of Dalton, Illinois. She she's a little different. That I watched the video where they primaried her out. I don't know what the difference between she's mayor of Dalton. I think I'm saying that now correctly. Yeah, Dalton, Illinois, and she's trying to be supervisor of some township. Now, two positions. I don't know how that works. Seems like there'd be a conflict of interest in there somewhere. But anyway, she got primaried out. She made this huge. But every time there's a meeting or something, she makes a scene about something. I don't know if you know who this lady is, but uh, she literally has bankrupt the town that she's mayor of, and she spends a lot of money on luxury stuff and security, and her security guys make a butt ton of money through this city, uh, being her security detail. Plus, she likes to have like big black Suburbans to running around in and all kinds of stuff. Meetings slash parties that cost several thousands of dollars. You know, she just run this town into the ground basically. and she's trying to say it's illegal that they primaried her out because she wasn't in the room when they did it. I don't know. I believe that is not correct. I believe she is incorrect on that. She was outside doing an interview with the local uh, news outlet because this girl doesn't. If there's a camera rolling, she wants to get in there and do her little acting spew, and that's what it is to me. It's a big act, but she's kind of crazy. I would not want her as my mayor. Our mayor's bad enough as it is. Our mayor's just. If it wasn't for this current Haitian issue, I don't really seen anything that was that horrible with the mayor before this. Uh, but money corrupts. The ability to make money, uh, even if it's the wrong way, and you get all this money thrown at you, money corrupts. And that's what happened here. And you just kind of hard to you got to know where it's coming from first before you can stop it. And a lot of times you're blindsided with this, like we was. A lot of the citizens are blindsided. Basically, they just woke up one day and went, I don't recognize the town I live in anymore. And none of the rules are set for me. It makes no sense. So, but we're fixing that here. Uh, our council members and the mayor and all of them, they'll be lucky if they're in office. The next election for that comes around, not for another 2 years, but they'll be lucky if they're in office after that. They may even get recalled before then, because I even signed a petition to recall our mayor with a whole bunch of other people who signed it. And I think they were pretty close to having the required amount on a petition to do a recall, but I haven't heard anything about it since, so I don't know. And another thing that bugs me, and we'll go with the weaponizing of the legal system with this one. This woke prosecutor, it's trying to get this Daniel Penny, who put a chokehold on a guy who was going to be violent, because the videos looked like he was being super aggressive, that he could have hit somebody or worse. And this man put him in a chokehold to subdue him. Obviously, he didn't mean to kill him. It happened. There were other circumstances to why this guy passed away. It wasn't just that. But I guess they wasn't allowed to bring that evidence into the courtroom. And this woke prosecutors trying to get this man for murder. And the jury came back just before I come on here earlier, well, a couple hours ago, I guess. They're in a deadlock. They can't make their minds up. Which is kind of, I don't mean to jump around, but that's kind of what it should have happened with the Trump trial, to where there's supposedly 3 different crimes, and the jury supposedly didn't have to agree on which of the 3 crimes that he did. As long as he did one of them, he was guilty of the whole thing. That's not how that's supposed to work. If that would have been done the right way, and each one was standalone charges, and they had to find them guilty or not. They should have been. That should have been a mistrial for one thing, because none of them could make up their minds. But they all eventually probably guilty of one of the 3, which was anything from a stupid misdemeanor with a fine that's actually past the statute of limitations, along to the charge that they upgraded to a felony to be able to charge them with a felony. They upgraded it. It didn't go through the regular process. They upgraded it. That's weaponizing of the legal system. And then they want to say Biden's in fear of Trump going after all these people that was messing with him over the last 8 years. Like I said, they won't be able to plead the fifth no more if he does that. But if they lie on the stand, if they lie to Congress, that's a new crime. Because it depends on when he sets his date. Because like he did his son, January of 2014 to December 1st of 2024. So anything after that, if he gets caught, if he perjures himself, that's a new charge because it's past December 1st. So let's see how these other possible pardons go. I find this totally ridiculous, people. I don't get it. But on another note, I've been really enjoying these liberal, I say left wing, not liberal, meltdowns. And I got a video from the Hodge twins I want to show. It's about a black Kamala supporter wearing a Kamala shirt approached a older white gentleman wearing a MAGA shirt that had some slogan on it or whatever, and told the dude that he needs to get the hell out of the store. He's not allowed to wear that shirt in there. If you don't take it off or leave the store, there's going to be a problem. Now, the store handled it just like most stores does. The black guy was doing all the yelling and the mouthing. The white guy was just trying to explain himself that he doesn't have to do exactly what this guy's saying. So the employees go to the white guy and tell him he needs to move along to de-escalate the situation. They won't confront the black guy who's actually creating the escalation. But that's the typical weakness in this country anymore. So anyways, I thought it was funny. I'm going to play it real quick. We'll get her going here. It's good to know. Crazy.
They get into an argument. One says, we're not going back. The other says, fellas. You see that? Yeah.
He heard on, but he ain't on. He's not allowed to have his shirt on, but he's allowed to have his shirt on.
Look, they talk to you like he doing something. Look, the white people are jumping on the white dude. Look how they treating him.
Oh, wow.
Who do y'all think started that? But the two white employees, they approached the white man like he was in the wrong by their tone and their body language.
Yeah, the black guy.
No one ever just the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy copped to it that he started the confrontation by calling the white guy racist because he's wearing a Trump hat and Trump shirts. He's racist.
Man, that white guilt is real. That's not just hyperbole. There's a lot of white people they feel bad for being white.
Well,
that illustrated it.
Yeah. But of course, the black guy, statistically, he started it. FBI statistics back it up. All the murders backs that up. If I had to bet my life on it, who started this? It had to be the black guy.
It can't be the guy wearing the felon shirt.
Yeah, but anyway, the white guy did a video. He responded about what happened.
Okay, let's look at it.
Let's listen to the white guy.
Yeah, let's get a white man a shot.
I want to give some insight in what happened to me at Aldi's on election day. I walked into Aldi's, didn't vote yet. I needed a few things. The guy walked by me, didn't know he was wearing Kamala clothing on, but he said, looked at my shirt and said, "You're a fucking racist." And I said, "What did you say?" And he said, "You heard me, you're a fucking racist." So I looked at him and said, "That sounds pretty racist right there." And he got in my face, and it went on for a few minutes. And then I noticed somebody started recording it, which I thought was good, because if he like assaults me, then it's it's being recorded. And so he's telling me to get out of his face, and I'm saying something funny to him and say it again. And I didn't even approach him for anything. I was minding my own business. And I was asking if anybody wanted to help get this guy out of my face. Aldi workers came up and they started to talk to me and telling me that, asking me if I can move away from him. And I was going to do that because I didn't want this guy to sucker punch me or get me from behind him as I walked away. And the guy telling me I have one more chance to back up, which I was refusing to do. And it's easy to say what you would do in that situation, because if I don't want to fight over my t-shirt, and I don't know if that person that's recording is going to cooperate with me or is on my side, or what part of that she would share, if she would even share it with me at all. And me being white and him being black, and if I get the best of him in that situation, and there's just a clip of me beating up a black guy on election day wearing MAGA clothing,
It's true. It's true.
I would be fired from my job and probably go to jail for longer than whatever somebody thinks you go to jail for. And when I ended up walking up to the woman that videoed it. She sent it to me. I went out in the parking lot. It was like 5 minutes went by at this point, and he was gone. So if he really wanted to, then he'd have waited for me. So, but yeah, his girlfriend was there. She was letting it all happen. And again,
Wow.
It's just easy to say what somebody would do. And I mean, it's funny because the comments are like, well, you know, guy picked on like an old white guy. It's kind of funny. I'm 49 years old. I'm not that old. I don't think so. And I know my stature is what it is. That's probably why he probably also just rolled up on me like that. But again, I'm not going to take the first swing here. Like, we could say what someone's space is, and I like my space too. I don't want someone in my space, but I can't afford to fight somebody because of this. Like, it's a losing situation. Even if I won that situation and won a fight there, I'm gonna lose the war because I'm gonna go broke defending myself against this. You know, I mean, that would be all over CNN. That white MAGA guy beats up black guy in parking lot on election day. So, but that's what happened. Lasted about 5 or 6 minutes, and that's about it. So.
I think you handled yourself well.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have did anything different.
Yeah.
But you brought up an interesting point. The reason why he approached you is because he's the bigger guy. He would have never approached somebody the same size or bigger.
Yeah.
These people are cowards, and he prey on people who they think cannot defend themselves. But you stood your ground.
Yeah, I like that. You didn't back up not
Yeah.
1 inch.
Yeah. So I mean, you had,
And he noticed that you were not afraid or scared That's why he ended up leaving. Yeah, he for one of these feminine guys that's supposed to come out. You a damn Trump supporter. You're a real man. You stood your ground, didn't back up.
Yeah.
Even when those two alphabet men walked up to you and started talking to you. You know, addressing you like you was the problem. You're right there shopping money on business.
Yeah.
When you get accosted by this moron. Yeah, but it's all good. Trump won.
Yep.
He's still mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's,
Oh yeah.
country's going in the right direction again. That's crazy. He's wearing his shirt. You're racist. Well, that's a lot of these people don't even realize that they believe everything they see on TV and they believe everything they hear on TV. And it's like they don't realize these people are lying to them.
No, it's because they kind of,
They don't have capacity.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of man walks around with a Kamala shirt? Oh, I know what kind. A black man. We ain't going back. Oh, y'all going back. Y'all getting out. Show's over.
All right, took me a minute to wrap that back around there, guys. So, anyways, I thought I'd show that as I still am practicing bringing videos into the live stream. I thought that was funny. That kind of thing is still going on. But, more and more people are standing up for themselves now. So, that's a good thing. Of course, I always did, good or bad, whether I was put in a bad position because of it or not, I did not care. I believe in standing on my principles, and, I will debate you till there's nothing to debate. Either you're going to convince me, and what usually happens at the end of a debate with the left winger is, "Hey, Brandy, how you doing?" The end of the conversation ends with a "fuck you." When you hear those two words, you win. That's automatically forfeit for the left wing person because they have no other argument that they can bring forth that makes any sense. So, and I've had those debates in many times in those two words right there. So, don't hold it against them. They have I think RFK's got something right. There's a lot of stuff in our water and our foods that is lowering our IQs. And that kind of scares me because, I eat the same food as everybody else, and I drink the water, and hell, I could have been a lot smarter apparently than I am now. That sucks. I would have liked to have been a little bit more intelligent. Hopefully I'm not too far gone. I'm going to try to follow RFK's advice on stuff to do, things to eat, and hopefully he can get those things. If they can produce these foods in Europe without all this other stuff that's bad for your body, and European people have no problem with the packaging or the flavoring or whatever of the food that they have over there that is made by the same companies, why would they do that here? I don't get it. I'm assuming it's because it's cheaper and they can pay off our politicians who are responsible for making sure we have the healthy ingredients in our foods and water and things like that. But sorry, I was reading chat. I was reading what my kid had to say there. But anyways, to me is just the weirdest thing. I'm not lost in thought here. I'm trying to be politically correct when I speak because we are on YouTube, so I don't want to say too many things that is derogatory towards any certain individuals. Yeah, that's right, Brandy. Keeping the sick makes some money, and I can contest to that. I'm in the what's the good word for it? I'm at the mercy of the uh, medical and pharmaceutical world at my age and the things that are wrong with me. I'm kind of caught up in that, and if there's healthier alternatives to help me get better, or if that, well, because right now that's the way it is, I'll never get better. But if RFK claims that there is a way to do things that improves our health, even at my age, why not give it a shot? And I seen where, and I don't know why they do this. They're trying to create some kind of a rift between Elon and Vivek, which I don't think there's a rift there, but they're because they both have their own ideas of what needs to be cut first or whatever, which that's just semantics basically. They're both wanting to get the job done. They're just trying to figure it out which is the best way, and they're throwing ideas at each other. That's not having a rift. That's just disgusting. What's the best way we could approach this? It makes no sense. Yeah, Dice, that's a lot of empty fillers. That's the problem. Yeah, Brandy. And, I've said it many times. I feel hopeful, and I cannot wait till January 20th. I still say we got some time between now and January 20th. Anything can happen, and these pardons that Biden are thinking about doing, that kind of sucks because you like to think these people need to be held accountable. But as I was saying earlier, at least they can't plead the fifth, and we can actually get an accounting of everything that's been said and done that's been a lie to distort the information and create false narratives that has basically been used to argue against Trump for the last 8 years. I'd like to get that all cleared up. It's a shame Dr. Fauci, if he does get a pardon, that he won't be held accountable. But saying that, I think that a pardon is one thing. We're paying so much money for this man's retirement and his security detail. There ought to be a way to strip him of that. He can still stay free. He's got his pardon. But why should we be paying for his luxurious life as he's retired now? And if to me, you can, just like Donald Trump got found liable for a civil suit against that chick that claimed that he had sex with her in a dressing stall 35 years ago with no evidence. And so we ought to be able to do something like that to Fauci and the Schiffs and the Liz Cheneys. Now, see, the Liz Cheney one, it kind of got me confused when I heard that he was talking about pardoning Liz Cheney. She may not have done anything illegal. You may not like her point of view because she don't like Donald Trump, but that's not illegal. So why would he think that he would have to pardon Liz Cheney and Nancy Pelosi? I know why Nancy Pelosi. Do you guys know? It has to do with January 6th. So I believe she can get in trouble for that because that was premeditated. She wanted that to happen. She put everything in place to make that happen with the help of FBI and a few other agencies. So she probably did something illegal. So I would imagine. But Liz Cheney, I still, maybe somebody, you guys can tell me something I'm missing. What would Liz Cheney have done that would need a pardon? I mean, like I said, I know she was part of the January 6th commission, but, you know, it's not a crime against asking questions, whether, you know, you're trying to push the narrative that the other person's guilty of something already, but still, I don't see where she would have done anything illegal. So are they assuming that he would make up charges just like they've done to him? I mean, it's possible. But, you know, we'll see how that plays out. There's a lot of things. There's news out there today, guys. Everything's in limbo, and we can talk about stuff, but there's no clear path to what's going to happen yet. Especially with President Trump's nominations. I think Pete Hegseth will get the votes to be nominated because they're trying to say he's not qualified because he's a serial cheater on his ex-wife and his current wife. And the woman that he supposedly paid off that was claiming a sexual assault, like there's video evidence that really wasn't true. She was a married woman, and she went up to a hotel room with Pete Hegseth, which was married also, but they were drinking at the bar at the hotel. So her husband was in another room in the hotel asleep. So I think when this woman got busted, and the only thing she could claim was she got so drunk that Pete took her up there and they did stuff against her will, which nothing in video evidence showed that to be the case. So you may not like the fact that he cheated on his wives, but, you know, so did Donald Trump, allegedly. Now, one for sure we know, and that's the Playboy Bunny girl. I say Playboy Bunny, Playboy model. I don't think she was a bunny. And a couple others through the ages, but not necessarily Stormy Daniels. But he probably did. Let's just be honest with that. But once again, I'm not hiring him to be faithful to his wife. We're hiring him to be faithful to us. So their personal business, everybody has demons. And Pete Hegseth said, you know, that was the time in his life. You know, he was a military guy. You know, they'd get back from their tours and they'd drink a lot, drink more than they should, basically to try to get over what they went through over there. And it leads to other issues. Now he says he's found God, and him and his current wife. So he's not the person he was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the thing that they're trying to hold against him. And the thing is nothing he did was illegal, but yet they still try to say he's unqualified. I mean, Bobby Kennedy, or not Bobby Kennedy, JFK, sorry. Snuck Marilyn Monroe through the tunnels into the White House to have her in the White House to cheat on his wife with her. And yet the left loves JFK because they thought he was a good president. The infidelity stuff against his wife in his personal life. If you had not known that, you had not found that out, you'd have thought, just a great president, nothing wrong, good, upstanding person. And the difference today is everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. So if somebody is out in public and famous, somebody's going to bring up a point in time in that person's life when that person was with them doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing. And, do you hold them accountable for the rest of their life for something like that? It's, I just, to me, I mean, it to me, that doesn't affect how they're going to do the job. Because a lot of people have issues in their personal life, but they still get up and go to work and do the job that they get paid to do. So to use this stuff to try to hold that against him to keep him from getting nominated, it's not going to work. He will get the position, just like Kash Patel will get his position. Pam Bondi will get her position. And the left calls every one of these people unqualified and dangerous. They use the extremist words for all these Republican positions. Unqualified and dangerous. That's their favorite line. These people are unqualified and dangerous. Nah, that's not true. Now, hopefully they won't let us down when they get in there and get their positions and they get going. To me, I want to feel a sense of pride of my country again. And right now I'm feeling like there's a lot. I'm so happy there's a lot more people out there that are starting to see the real deal, as they say. What is they black-pilled or whatever? Because once you know it, you can't unknow it. Once you see the lies, you always are going to see the lies. And I've seen so many videos of people on the left talk about how they voted for Trump this last time, and they were feeling down and separated, disconnected from their Democrat Party over the last couple of years, and they started doing their own research, started pushing away from MSNBC and CNN, and start actually getting on the internet and finding these clips of these people saying this stuff in full context, and knowing that this wasn't said the way they said it was. That was never true. How they said it came to be. They like the Charlottesville thing, the soldiers are suckers and losers thing, the deal where he reached forward and tried to grab the steering wheel from the Secret Service people. That was funny. There's no way he did that. Just time and time again, the things that they claim he said, and it's like the reaching up and grabbing the women by the coochie. I don't know how many times I have to explain to people on that one. When he was talking to that guy, they were talking about celebrities and what it's like to be in a nightclub as a celebrity. And Donald Trump says, yeah, these people are so starstruck that they would even let you reach your hand up their skirt and grab them by the coochie because they're so starstruck you being a celebrity that they would be okay with that. He didn't say that's what he does. He's saying that as a celebrity, you can get away with it. And anybody who's ever watched a rap video, I mean, look at the groupies for the NFL and, the NBA, all these groupies, rock stars who have people throwing their clothes up on stage, wanting them to take them out back when they get done. I mean, this stuff is true, what he says. It's just people don't like hearing it. It's locker room talk. It's still factual. It's still locker room talk. But they want to be so morally outraged by the stuff that man says when half the stuff he says is completely taken out of context. And he's a funny guy. I mean, let's be honest. 80% of the stuff that they do a negative story on him on their shows, about to call them news show, but their shows, 80% of it was some kind of a sarcastic joke or something. And anybody who was there or actually watches the whole video of any of these things that he says, even in these town hall meetings that he has, these people, when he claims, it's like being a dictator for at least one day, he was being a sarcastic dude because of how the person there from the news outlet was basically attacking him. Instead of letting people ask him questions, and the person that was there moderating the town hall meeting was basically trying to debate him on everything. That's not what those town hall meetings are about. That's answering questions to the public. But that's how they do. Everything's a debate. You can't just go. They won't just go in and ask him questions. They want to debate him on everything. They want to call him out on every little thing that he said. It's crazy. I think that Sonny Holston said that he's lied over 40,000 times in the last 7 years. Come on, people. There's lies, and then there's false lies, misinformation, and then there's exaggerations. Donald Trump is a showman. He likes to exaggerate. And of course, they call him out with some of the things that they claim he lied on. It's like, let's say he's talking about veterans homeless issue or whatever, and he claims there's 75,000, and that's not the number, I'm just throwing that out there. So he claims, okay, there's 75,000 veteran homeless that we need to take care of or whatever, and come to find out there's actually 73.8 thousand instead of 75,000. That goes down in their books to him as lying, just because he misspoke the actual number. They claim that's a lie. That's where they get this 40,000 lies in 7 years. Ridiculous. People, I didn't have much to talk about today, and I've pretty much rambled on about the same things a couple of times because it's stuff that's on my mind. So we've been on here almost an hour. That's pretty good. I like to say I hope there's more news to talk about for the next live stream, but I kind of don't want that to be the case. But there will be. So we'll see how this week goes. Any of you guys got anything you want to talk about? I mean, before I roll on up out of here, we can talk about anything you want to talk about. Just throw it in the chat. The chat's been kind of quiet today. Good evening, Stephanie. You ain't missed much. We've been talking about the blanket pardons for Biden, the bull crap that they've been trying to put against Pete Hegseth. They're trying to keep him from getting nominated for his position. Of course, Kash Patel, they're having a problem with him. Typical. The blanket pardon from the Biden administration, that's the craziest one. And some of the names that popped up on that blanket pardon, kind of unusual. But we'll see how that goes. Well, Brandy, I haven't done the last two lives. I had computer problems, so this is my first live since Friday before last. But like I said, it's a lot of the news stuff that's out there. It's kind of up in the air right now. Oh, there is. Before I get off here, and I just now saw the story, so I haven't dug into it. But a few weeks back, I was talking about the 350 semi trailers of supplies and equipment going to be stationed in Ascola, Michigan. But they said they changed locations because of security reasons, because of how that video blew up. Not mine personally, but people talking about it total, about them bringing that stuff there and why. And also about the military exercises over the summer about how to handle U.S. citizens, to detain them and arrest them. So that's a little scary. But anyways, I just seen before I got on here that they've either got a new location that they are still going to be putting 350 semi-trailers up there in Michigan somewhere. I don't know what the importance of all this is, but there's got to be something to it. So I will hopefully have more information on that and have a coherent story about that on my next live stream, which will be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for my night owls. I'll have my next live stream at 1 a.m. Eastern time, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And we'll see how much information I get between now and then. And if not, hopefully by next Friday at 6:30 for the next one, for Friday's live stream, I'll have more info. We'll see. But, we'll see how it rolls. If you guys don't got nothing for me, any questions or anything, topics you want to talk about, topics you might want me to look into for the next live stream, shoot it up there. If you don't want to put it in chat, send me an email. We'll talk about stuff. Yeah, Brady, that's the best way to do it. Subscribe to me, guys, and then you set the alarm so you never miss a live stream or a video that I make. Been having a hard time making videos because of my laptop issue. Hopefully I'll be back to making videos and not just doing live streams only. And we'll get stuff kicking off that way again. Brandy, you didn't have to do that. I'll talk to you after the live stream, Brandy. Tell me about your plumbing issue. See, tell me if it's all fixed for you. But anyway, saying that, guys, this is Jimmy Pockets, aka James of Empty Pockets Garage. There'll be some new car tech coming out next week. I don't have any this week. My frame is off being welded up at my buddy's shop. I should be working on my body, my sheet metal work, but I've had problems with one of my legs, so I haven't really been. It's been too cold. By the time I warm the garage up, it takes an hour to warm the garage up. I'm already tired of being there. But that makes any sense to you. Thanks, Brandy. So anyways, once again, this is Jimmy Pockets, a.k.a. James of Empty Pockets Garage. Until next time, I'm out of here.